Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest developing stories. We begin with Vitor Roque as Barcelona will make a decision on the Brazilian sensation's incorporation by November 15. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking on this transfer report claiming that Barca are eyeing former La Masia prodigy with 60 million euro release clause for 2024. We are also going to be discussing on that. So as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez spent the better part of last month working out permutations to cover the gaping holes left in the team by injured players. The centre forward position appeared to be the most tricky of them all. Robert Lewandowski is the only pure number 9 at Xavi's disposal, leaving him with no direct replacement if the Pole is injured. Moreover, it handicaps the manager's plans of resting the veteran. The Catalans signed a solution to the problem last summer in the form of Vitor Roque. The Atletico Paranense striker signed a contract with Barcelona in the recent transfer window, but was unable to join them owing to the financial fair play situation. So now the question remains, when will Roque arrive? According to Spanish outlet Sport, Roque could arrive in Barcelona as early as the coming January and as late as next summer. A final decision over when the trigger will be pulled is not yet made. The outlet states that Barcelona have set a deadline of 15th November as the day by which they will make the aforementioned decision. Needless to say, it will depend on the player's recovery status, form, Barcelona's situation across various competitions, and primarily Xavi's sensations. The 18-year-old was in scintillating form for Atletico Paranense this season, scoring 11 goals and providing 3 assists in just 22 games in the Brasileiro Serie A. However, his season was cut short after a gruesome tackle in the game against Internacional late in September. The player has been working so hard towards a return ever since, for his move to Barcelona in January potentially hinges on it. As relayed by the same report, the player is recovering well and could even return in time to complete the season with the Brazilian club in December. Barcelona will likely push for his arrival in January, for it will not only ease the burden on Robert Lewandowski, but also give Vitor Roque enough time to adapt. It remains to be seen what decision will be made in 2 weeks' time. Of course, Vitor Roque ever since signed a contract with Barcelona towards the end of the summer, but of course he wasn't able to join the club that summer. Of course, mostly owing to the fact that Barca's financial structure could not make it happen. So the two clubs came to an agreement, we quite remember, that Vitor Roque will only join later. Of course, the likelihood being the January window. But as time goes on, what we realize is that there is still no guarantee. There is still no guarantee that Vitor Roque will make it in January. And that, of course, is a cause of concern because Barca fans, all the Barca faithfuls, are really eager to see Vitor Roque in action. But of course, when we start getting some noises around saying Vitor Roque will not guarantee, like will not come to Barca, it's not a guarantee that he must come, all because of Barcelona's financial structure and financial fair play, most especially. But if this report is to go by, Laporta and his management are doing all they can to ensure that they can bring the young sensational striker. Of course, we know that a lot of injuries have been hampering our team lately. Lewandowski himself has been out injured until we saw him last week after a long time as he started the El Clasico on the bench. And of course, it's high time, to be honest, for the club to start, you know, getting things straight. We know Lewandowski is all alone. There is no direct replacement. When Lewandowski is not there, we see Xavi putting the likes of Ferran or maybe Joao Felix in the center forward position, but they are not effective. We can't say we count on them because they aren't as effective. They are not a natural number 9. So Vitor Roque, who is a striker, of course, a good one at that, it is high time Barca start looking for formulas to bring him back, to bring him to the Camp Nou, his new club, as soon as they can. Then on to the final story of discussion. Journalist Yori Batala has reported via Mundo Deportivo that RB Leipzig attacking midfielder Dani Olmo will be one of the options for Barcelona next summer. This is because the Blaugrana will be able to trigger his release clause, which is said to be worth around 60 million euros. It must be noted that the 25-year-old Spanish international has long been a target of interest for Barcelona. For what it is worth, the team from Catalonia even contemplated his arrival this past summer, but thanks to financial troubles, the team just could not afford his signing. In October, he eventually decided to sign a new contract with RB Leipzig until 2027, but even after that, there is a possibility that he could become a feasible acquisition for the Blaugrana, considering that they could sign him for 60 million euros next year. Of course, it is to be noted that RB Leipzig are expected to be without Olmo for a considerable amount of time. In fact, there are high chances that the Spaniard could be sidelined until the new year due to a shoulder injury. Olmo sustained an injury to the acromioclavicular joint located between his collarbone and shoulder blades shortly after making a substitute appearance in Leipzig's commanding 6-0 victory over Cologne on October 28. This unfortunate setback for Olmo came after only his third match back from a knee injury he suffered while representing Spain in early September. In June, Olmo inked a contract with Leipzig that features a release clause ranging from 60 to 65 million, largely depending on the acquiring club, and his clause is set to come into effect after the current season. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.